Okay, we are live. It is Sunday, and you know what that means here on the American Curmudgeon channel. It is, of course, another episode of Decentralization Sunday, where I talk about things that are not connected to the algorithm, not connected to streaming, where you buy your media and you own your media forever. Well, until you have a house fire or you yourself dies. But then, then your kids have to deal with it. But that's a whole nother level of centralization. Um, so this week, I'm pretty passionate about music documentaries, and my favorite documentary in the entire world is The Who's The Kids Are All Right. And as you can see, I got this one for how much? $2. $2. What a bargain. Of course, it would be really great if my camera would actually focus, but I have here and it's playing in the back. This is the very, very famous appearance on the Smothers Brothers program back in, I think it was 1965 or 1966. And this is the Who doing My Generation. This actual appearance is when Pete Townsend almost got his eardrum, almost lost his hearing, and Keith Moon blew off a humongous bomb in the bass drum and didn't tell anybody in the band about it. Oh, that crazy Moon the Loon. Anyways, so here we go. Let's get into it. The Kids Are All Right, The Who documentary, and I have it here on DVD. I bought this. This is in absolutely perfect condition. This is a special edition of the DVD, and it's chock full of a lot of extras. And if you're the kind of person here, for anything like me, you love commentaries, you love extras, you love deleted scenes, you love behind the scenes, and all sorts of stuff. This is chock full of them, and I believe I unfortunately this was in shrink wrap, so I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I want to say like 10.99. It might have even been 19.99 because this was a couple years ago. But dude, worth every penny. I want to say probably 10.99. But as you can see, there's so much extras on here. Let's see. Are we going to actually? Uh, there we go. Interviews with Roger Daltrey and director Jeff Stein, full length audio commentary, never before released footage, multiple camera angles, isolated John Entwistle audio track, the ox playing all by himself, documentary look at the restoration, audio video showdown, old versus new, the Who's London interactive tour games slideshow 5.1 mix of the album version of the Who's Who Are You? Wait, whoa, whoa. I didn't know about this. They literally put the entire album of Who Are You on this fucking DVD. A surround sound 5.1. Dude, I gotta get surround sound. Um Collectible 32-page booklet, on-screen liner notes, and subtitles and hidden features. I love all that. The Kids Are All Right. If you're not a Who fan, you probably, I don't know, you might like it. There's a lot of action on it. There's a lot of them being drunk and a lot of classic Who footage, like them over at Live at Leeds, um, playing at Woodstock, and lots of guitar smashing and drum smashing and depravity and violence, which is what the Who was all about. Mostly violence. They classically did not like each other either, although they started to like each other later after Keith Moon died. Let's get into it. So this is it. Kids Are All Right. This is the back. This is the front. Dude, come on. Wearing a flag as your clothes? Awesome. So they were a mod group, and I'm not going to get into all that, but here's the story of the Who. Kids Are All Right. This is DVD 1. Come on. A booklet? Holy shit. Maximum, like, Maximum Who. This is all their records. I think that was re-released. I want to say this was in the mid 2000s. I cannot tell you in what great. I mean, here I am opening up some of this stuff. You can hear the crackle. The mic is not picking this up, but the crackle of opening. This is in perfect, brand new condition. So you got Pete and Keith on this side, and a little flap there, and that goes in there. Then you've got this special edition 32-page booklet. which might or might not be like the booklet that came with the vinyl. But if you like looking at this sort of thing, if you like music history, if you like useless information, dude, this is a cornucopia, a veritable cornucopia, an overflowing pot of sauce of useless information. And you've got pictures. Oh, yeah, this is when Keith Moon took his clothes off on national TV. Well, in England at least. And then, of course, the director, his experiment in terror. Oh, yeah. So, see, just nothing but carnage, violence, smashing things. It's classic Who. They wrapped up, I want to say, their very last Keith Moon on drums concert, I think in the States, was literally as of this year, 50 years ago, which is crazy. It's crazy. I would have been 6 years old. See, this guitar has seconds to live. People forget about the utter chaos surrounding the Who. I mean, it just goes on and on. He was known for smashing hotel rooms in a way that no one has ever done before or since. This is on the Smothers Brothers. This is all the chapters, all the songs. This is amazing. I love it. I never really sat down and looked through all of this, so this is just as much sort of me going, wow, wow. Um, yeah. I mean, that's just DVD one. Okay, you put that back in the flap. You come over to DVD two, and there's more shit. Look at that. All this stuff. Come on, will you please? Come on, please. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh my God, trivia games, all sorts of shit. For how much did I pay for it? Maybe 10.99. Like I said, it would be a steal at 19.99. This is an amazing 2 DVD set, perfect condition, and when I had it on VHS, because what happened was is I had it on the soundtrack record on vinyl when I was a kid, and I want to say sixth grade, so that would have been around 1979 when this came out. The movie came out in 1979. Yeah, see, I mean, this is playing in the background. This is it on VHS. But you see, my journey with this record is that it came out in 1979. And I'm almost positive I have a memory that my dad took me to go see it, which is incredible. I mean, my dad wasn't exactly doling out father-son dates, if you know what I mean. He wasn't that kind of guy. However, he did take me to see Star Wars. He did take me to see Kiss with the makeup in 1979. And I'm almost positive that I remember him taking me to see The Kids Are All Right at the theater. So that's pretty fucking cool. Then I got the vinyl and it came with this humongous booklet. It was so awesome. Do I still have that vinyl? No. What happened to it? I don't know. I don't know. That's such a bummer, but I'm going to rebuy that shit. I don't even care about vinyl. I just want the fucking booklet. So, and then when I found this on DVD, actually, it was a friend of mine who showed me the John Entwistle stuff, the isolated track, and it's just him going, thunder fingers or whatever they called him back then. Definitely in the top 3 bass players. Geddy Lee, best bass player. No, I think fucking John Entwistle might be a little bit better. Definitely more unique, in my humble opinion. The Who, to me, this is Bob O'Reilly back behind me, and this is this is their very last performance ever with Keith Moon is this footage right here, which is nuts. So there you go. If you are not familiar, if you're a Who fan and you're not familiar with The Kids Are All Right, I don't know what to tell you, man. You are missing out so much because unlike the Rolling Stones, the Who were an amazing live band. And you want to know something fucked up? I've never seen them live. And if I have to if I have to watch Roger Daltrey and Pete Townshend being 80 years old on stage, I'm just not into it, man. I want Pete. I want John Entwistle. I want Keith Moon. I want Roger Daltrey. And I don't want any of them over the age of 32 years old. That's what I want. In the chat today, howdy AC Tinfoil Tierra. There you go. Boom. Al Davis says this is saucy. Do you think Pete Townsend is really a pedo or was it a setup? Dude, that's a whole nother. All you have to do is just the words on the song Rough Boys. Rough Boys running the streets. Pete Townsend at the time, because people were already like, whoa, 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 whoa. Rough boys running the streets. Boom, boom, boom. I want to bite and kiss you. I want to bite and kiss you. I want to wear your leather. And then watch the video for Rough Boys. I mean, I know I'm shitting on Pete Townsend right now, but we'll have to do a deep dive at a later time. But Al Davis says, I heard he had some dirt on some people. I like how the CDs look like reels. It's an awesome box set. Dude, this is amazing. That's kind of what I was wondering, Alan. Yeah, I mean, look, I personally think all British guys are gay, at least a little bit. A little bit. That's my feeling, except for Roger Daltrey. He's from the Shepherd's Bush. I believe he's like 5'7", kick the snot out of you. And he's like 82 years old and has a full head of white hair. What are you going to say? I mean, what are you going to do? But, okay, let's get on to the next one. We're going to wrap it up. I don't want to make this too long of a show. But the next one, I just watched this the other night. I saw this documentary probably about 10 years ago on Netflix. It is really great. It is called The Wrecking Crew. Right here. There is only one band behind them all. And this is songs by the Beach Boys, Nat King Cole, Elvis, Dean Martin, Ronnie, the Spectors, Phil Spector, Sonny and Cher, the Byrds. You might have heard a certain song, Do Everything, Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. So we're specifically talking about between like 1961 and like 1981, like that chunk of time there with all these pop hits, but more about the 60s than the 70s. And there is all of the bands like the Mamas and the Papas and even the Beach Boys, the Monkees, definitely. All the music was played by studio musicians, and there was a core group of musicians, and they had a nickname for them called the Wrecking Crew. And this documentary is done by the son of this man right here, Mr. Tommy Tedesco. He was a guitar player, and his son, Denny Tedesco, did this documentary. It's really good. It's really interesting, and it's like just kind of showing these behind the scenes, which I'm all about. I love useless music information. I'm a wealth of it. I love it. And just kind of knowing like who made these things, all these different songs. Then you find out who played on them. God damn it. Let's see. Like these boots are made for walking, and that's just what we'll do. Can we fucking can we absolutely get closer, darling? Can we actually California Dreamin'? You've Lost That Loving Feeling by the Righteous Brothers. This next one is little less communication. This last one is Ramblin' Rose by Nat King Cole. So there's a lot of these songs that were done. And the Wrecking Crew. There we go. I'm sorry about that, people. I know this is lame. Something Stupid by Frank Sinatra and Nancy Sriracha. I Saw Her Again Last Night by Mamas and the Papas. I Want You Back. Let's Get It On, Marvin Gaye. Eva Destruction. These are all hits. Aquarius, The Age of Aquarius. Let the Sun Shine In. I mean, these are all songs that really your parents or your grandparents would be into. I'm into it because I love this like kind of like mindless pop that was around in the 60s. And then you find out that this bunch of people called the Wrecking Crew did it. So if you like documentaries like this, it's a two DVD set. tons of interviews. These are like working people. They're like, they don't even know what they're playing on. They're not, it's not about the music. They're trying to fucking pay the rent. They're trying to get gas money. They're trying to feed their kids. And they just so happen that they were all really good musicians and they put a chart in front of them and they actually can read music, unlike anybody now. I mean, I can't read music. I used to be able to read music when I was a kid because I took classical guitar when I was in seventh grade. You couldn't put that shit in front of me now. I'd be like, it looks like hieroglyphics. These guys could do it. So it's a lost art. It's all gone. I'd say almost everybody in this documentary is dead now, which is depressing, but it's a time that happened. And the best part of it is that I got this for only $3.95. So this is a hell of a bargain. So that's it. Al Davis says, I like that playlist. Jukebox Woodward Dream Cruise music. Absolutely. So you just find out like little things like the Monkees and Davy Jones, Mickey Dolenz, the drummer of the Monkees, is in this documentary. He's like, I never thought of myself as a drummer. Or you got the guys in the Beach Boys that were a little bit pissed off at first because they were musicians. They did play. I think they played on the early Beach Boys, like "Help Me Rhonda, help me Rhonda, get her out of my heart." But once Brian Wilson started going a little bit nutso and becoming more like Phil Spector, who was already nuts. Geniuses are usually nutbags, okay? It's what they are. Brian Wilson just decided, well, I want to use studio musicians on these melodies and these songs that I'm writing in my head. And his group were like, what? And he's like, listen, do you want these to be the best records in the world? Or do you want to play them and we'll be in the studio for a year working on a guitar part? Huh? And they're like, okay. The album Pet Sounds comes out, all this other shit. So sometimes when you have people, and they still do it nowadays, years ago, they would have called it Milli Vanilli. And Milli Vanilli was thrown around a few times in this documentary where they're like, hey, nobody knew that they weren't actually playing the records. Dude, do yourself a favor and actually watch a Motley Crue live or Kiss or Motley Crue live show from like now. Dude, that's all on tape. All that shit's fake. Nikki Sixx is not playing the bass. So this is not a new thing. It's just that I think sometimes when people find out so-and-so didn't play on the records, it's kind of hard for them to, to wrap their head around, The Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan, on at least fucking 2 or 3 of the records. You think Darcy played on any of the bass on those records? Fuck no. You think that little chink played any of the guitar on Smashing Pumpkins? No. Billy Corgan did everything. It was him and the drummer did almost everything, okay? Sid Vicious never played any bass on a Sex Pistols record, I can tell you that, pal. All right, so there you go. I think we did it. This week's picks. Do yourself a favor. If you're a Who fan, get The Kids Are All Right. You will not be sorry. This is my absolute favorite documentary in my entire history of documentaries in my life. This is my favorite. The Wrecking Crew, it's a cute little movie. It's not classic, but it's great. If you like nerdy, useless information and stories about the 60s, this is it. So there you go. Kids Are All Right, The Who, and The Wrecking Crew. Thank you all for watching. That is it for today's Sunday, Decentralization Sunday, and I will see you all on Tuesday for my Tuesday live stream with more hate.